Hi everyone, hope you guys are doing really well. Today we're going to talk about what's going on with the economy right now, what's going on with the world right now, whether whether the market is going to go up from here or whether the market is going to come down from here. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Is it a good time to buy? Is it a good time to sell? Or what exactly is actually happening right now? So that's what we're going to talk about today. So that's the first part. And we're also going to talk about some stocks that we talked about last week as well. How are those stocks doing? And hopefully we have time. We can go and find some other stocks as well. Okay. So before we start, let's just talk about some of the stocks that we've been talking about before. Let's see. I'm gonna share my screen right now. Did I click record? Now let me see. Awesome. So these are some of the stocks that we talked about kind of last week. This is kind of like 17th of March. We recommend some other stocks like Dollar General Corp. We recommend to short last week. If you missed last week, try not to miss. So, what we've got, oops, let's have a look. So, look at it 37, 39, 40, 40, 42, 42, 44. 44. Yep, the EPS was dropped, I think 5.5, 5.8, 5.5, 5.5, 5.10, 7, and then the EPS was dropped. We never really have an EPS drop like that. So last week when we look at it, it's kind of dropped. Lots of students already showed this way before. Let's see, cautious outlook, slow momentum. So yeah, so dollar cost general, anyone who did that, time the chat box real quick. So this is one of the short. We recommend since Tuesdays as well. Students be making really beautiful money coming in. So well done for those who found this. We also talk about Hondas as well. This is all last week. I should have. These are all last week. Um, Honda. So Honda was when, let's see. Yeah, it was around Tuesday around there. It continued to fall really nicely. Why do you talk about Honda? Let's have a look. Um, we talk about Honda because it's 5, 5, 5, 5, 30, 420. So you're usually making money, suddenly losing money just there. Okay, so that's what happened on Hondas as well. So well done. And Upland Softwares as well. Kroger, we also talk about Kroger's as well. This is the what? 10th of March. This is 2 weeks ago as well. Shorting that. 2 weeks ago, it's been coming down quite nicely there as well. Students could also make quite some money as well. Synetic PLCs as well. The reason why we shorted this, if you look at it, is also the very similar. 1717 suddenly revenue was just lower than the one before. So we never really see guidance drop like that. So it's dropped really nicely. So yep, this is where we recommend it. Um, Even whenever you talk about it, just keep coming down every single day. Says well. Bursdorf. Has anyone done any of that time the chat box? If you've done any of the things that we talk about. This is 3rd of March. Yep, shorting just right there, going on really nicely as well. Why? Because it's always growing. And then last week, when we look at the guidance, this is week four. It's just coming down like that. Yeah, Fendi's been coming down. What else? The whole thing basically Rapid 7. Let's look at this Rapid 7. What's going on? Yeah, Rapid 7 also going down really, really nicely like the world has never seen before as well. These are all shorting. So anything that we talk about shorting since whatever, however long ago, we talk about shortings probably since January. They all should be seeing quite some nice profit. 10th of February as well, Boston Scientific. Um, Really beautiful. Yep, it's been coming down really, really nicely. So a lot of our students send us the screenshots. It's been doing really, really well using our 8-step trading strategy. What's that? So yeah, the Burstoin, the Kroger, the Rapid, the Boston, a lot of that has been making, 9K, 5K, 32K, 72K. We talk about Occidental Petroleum, we talk about GBP, US dollars as well, printing some money for a lot of our students. So well done for using our 8 step powerful trading strategy because you could have bought stocks. For example, if you've been with us, we talk about shorting stocks or selling of a lot of your stocks in February, even January. And if you've been doing that, yes, you already know S&P 500 actually been going sideways since, I don't know, since October time. So if you've been selling of your stocks, selling a little crypto since October time and actually properly came down really in February time. Yeah, lots of students able to predict that from happening using our step two strategies as well. Which is, we never know Iran is gonna happen, but we talk about buying a lot of these stocks, or sorry, yeah, buying a lot of these oil stocks, etc just on our YouTubes as well. Let's see if I can find them here because what gets celebrated gets repeated. Success leaves clues as well. So let's see. Last week, where it was it? Probably here, 20, is it 20th of March? No, it's not that. Last week was, yeah, this one, 11th of March. 24 minus 7. Yeah, probably here. Two. So yeah, a lot of these trades that we talk about has been talking about it since like here. Where we who is this? Oh, this is another student. Um, Let me see the recording. Oh yeah, this is it. This is last week. We talk about some stocks right at the end. Let's see. So you call out some names of the stocks, and then that's what happened last week. Yeah, this is like 6, 7 days ago. Um, a lot of the trades that we talk about, just to show you, we didn't talk about it just right now today. We talk about it, on our theirs as well. Okay, cool. So yeah, we talk about market crash since 25th of February as well. Buying oil stocks, etc. What else? By Occidental Petroleum February. Yeah. So well done for a lot of you for able to know that market coming is going to come down. Okay. So not many people is able to know that. Most people are still buying stocks even at all-time high. Okay, they are getting into it. They're doing a lot of crazy stuff, even at all-time high in January, in February time. But a lot of you, because you came to the training, the best training in the world, 100%. Because who in the world is gonna tell you? We didn't know Iran is gonna happen, but we all know. Usually February things always coming back down. So really, really well done for a lot of you. Have a pat, on your shoulder for able to know, for able to predict that things is gonna happen. Yeah. So what's the next step right now? The next step right now is where are we going right now? Are we gonna go up right now? Are we gonna go down right now? So and what's going on right now with a lot of things going on. So a lot of people think when the Iran war finishes is where the stock market is gonna be like going back up big time. When Iran war finishes, stock is going to be okay. So even though if this time it's not the Iran war, is it can be anything, and the stock was still coming down. And Iran war is just one of these things that is just naming only. Okay, so now let's see. Ooh, these are still loading. Anyway, you can see, very, very same screenshot just right there. Cool. So now let's talk about let's see. Mm, 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 mm. Oh, Patrick was saying your video was probably the best I ever seen. Thank you, Patrick. Very, very humble about that. Yeah, for those who who pay who pay more, those who really value the video a lot, our training, our strategies a lot. That's why you make so much money. Yeah, Patrick makes around 30K just like that as well. From the last extreme fields that we've got. So congrats. So let's talk about it right now. What's going to happen right now, and how can we take up from there? Okay. So, mm, where should we start? All right, let's start here. So, mm, obviously, the question is whether we should buy now, whether we should sell now, etc. So, I talked about it last week. Even though when you buy at all-time high here, you are still okay, given that you are buying some really strong stocks, okay? Because eventually it's gonna go up anyway. Yeah. So because eventually it's gonna go up anyway. So whether you buy it there, you buy it in the middle, you buy it at the bottom, that's still quite fine. Yeah. So if you already own anything, try to make sure you close it at the profit. Okay. Try to make sure you close it at the profit. So as we talk about it quite many times, no matter what happened to the economy, things usually gone, really, really beautifully, and they gone up really, really beautifully as well. Yeah. It's gone up really beautifully uh, as well. I was just wondering why is the stock moving up so much right now? The market is already closed, but the stock is moving heavily. Yeah, maybe Trump is talking. But anyway, so that's kind of what happened. And no matter what happened to economy, World War One, World War Two, World War Three, World War Four, things are going really, really beautifully. Yeah. Okay. Eventually it's gonna go up big time. So the important part here is that we don't just want to make a profit. We don't just want to make very small. We kind of want to make quite nice profit, especially for apprentices. You kind of want to make a nice profit because apprentices we recommend to start small, like 250 pounds, so you can make a big profit like that. So you kind of have to be patient. Okay, it's a lot about being disciplined. Yeah, this game is not about rushing. This game is not about anything. It's about being disciplined and waiting for the price to come to the price that you want. Yeah. It's waiting for the price to come to the price that you want. And I show you before in the midterm election, usually we will drop around at usually on average it drop around 18% on average. Yeah, it would drop. That means S&P 500 on average drop around 18% from all-time high. Okay, usually. And right now we are dropping around 7% right now. It comes to the point of 7% right now. This is a very, very normal pullback because the pullback that we have right now is the same pullback that we have in October last year. Okay, very normal pullback. Um, and yeah, so if you added some positions already, that's fine. Um, that's absolutely fine. If you haven't added yet, added like less than 5%, as in less than 10% of your position, it's fine. That means if you have £100, you add £10, a little bit like that. That's okay as well. Yeah, if you already add the positions there, especially those people who are super impatient, yeah, put a little bit, add 10%, a little bit. That's quite okay as well. Yeah, it's not the end of the world. Usually, what we recommend is when you see it reaches new, write it down. As I said, I think S&P 500 is going to drop at least 15%. And when these guys drop 15%, individual stocks will normally double the drop. Okay. Individual stock will normally double the drop. Nvidia will drop a little bit more. And a lot of these small stocks is going to double the drop. Okay. So that's what happened there. And what else? So the second part that I want to talk about is, yep, it's just a matter of time, just being disciplined for it to come to the price at where we want. Okay. So Now, what I also want to talk about just now was also the fact that yes, on average, it drop around 15%. Let me just show you. Uh, Average S&P drop during its election. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, so S&P 500 in the midterm election year with lower average return, the first half of the year compared to the other. The midterm year often starts weak due to uncertainty. The market historically rebounds strongly, average around 15. How much does it drop? Let's see. Let's get the images. Let's see if there's any images for us. Mm, 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 mm. So yeah, so that's kind of what happened. Yeah, it's usually drop around 15-20%. You can look at it in 2000 and 2022, which is around 4 years ago. We've got a drop of around 25%. Where is it? Yeah, there was this drop. So what happened during this drop is that this is February time, the Ukraine war, it pulled back up and it came back down to 15th of March and it pulled all the way back up to 29th of March before there's a final downturn. So I will call it this is actually already the bottom. This is around May time, okay? May time, kind of in the bottom. Last week we also talked about buyback, um, buy back blackout. I also talk about yeah how what affects forex etc. Buy back blackout is where in the is where let's say earnings supposed to start. So not usually 4 weeks before, companies cannot buy back their own stock. Okay, so that normally will create a dip. Yeah, and 1 to 2 days after the earnings, they can finally start buying their stocks. Usually, stock went up big time. So that's the first part. The second part, we also talk about a little bit of new concept last week was also a little bit of forex, where forex depends on the interest rate of the country, whether it's high, whether it's low interest rate compared to another pair. We talk about the import and the export and the confidence people have within their country. Yeah, that's last week. So so carry on. So you can see you pull back up and then come back down. So usually I would say around May time is usually the bottom kind of already, and the rest is very very similar. Yeah, you went down a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. So doing things during May time, by the end of May, early of May, that's okay. Yeah. So yeah, I was just saying that when you see when we reach all-time low, a new low, for example, we have a new low going in, let's say, yeah, there's a new low just in Friday time. When you see when we reaches a new low, you doing something during the new low is not the worst case situation. Yeah, doing something during a new low is not the worst case situation. And what I also realize is that a lot of the market's movement right now happen outside of trading hours. So it doesn't happen from 1:30 UK time to I don't know 8 o'clock UK time. A lot of the times it happens kind of outside of outside of um outside of market trading hours. It's a bit crazy. Yeah, it did happen. So when you see some extreme, okay, like for example on Friday, last Friday, you see some extreme situation where markets just keep dropping on this Friday. And you see, Friday markets just keep dropping. So when you see extreme situation, this is Friday, 7 o'clock, extreme situation market keep dropping. You add a little bit, a dollar cost averaging, adding a little bit, and this is just Monday, 11 o'clock, massive pullback. And then the rest of the things just coming back like that. Okay. So yeah, so that's kind of what happened then. So just pay attention a little bit when you see some really extreme kind of numbers. Yeah. Because Trump is going crazy. Every time during extreme numbers, he suddenly came out and say, "Oh, this is on Monday." He came out and he started to tweet about ceasefire. Okay, they're not gonna bomb their energy infrastructure. So market was rallying big time during that few minutes only. Let me show you. Yeah, super fast. So 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes is finished. 4 minutes. Let's give you 5 minutes. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah. Some people say there's some insider trading a little bit here. So it just came up massively. And it normally usually pull back to 75% of the Fibonacci. So if you miss it, which you will, the next entry is a 75% or 23%. Let's see. Usually, almost all of the time, you don't have to chase that run. You can wait for a pullback for 50% of the Fibonacci if you remember. So let's see. Let's say this is a bottom, then this is a top. Let me draw that properly. Yeah, there's a bottom, there's a top. So 100, 0, you aim for the top and bottom. And you'll be like, okay, let me see when it's a 50%. So you usually pull back to around 50%, touches our 50% of Fibonacci here before it continues. Touches around 50% here. Before it kind of continues. And then so touches the 50% and a little bit of pullback. And then people just realize that, oh, Iran says there's no such things as negotiation. And then things just came down a little bit like that. Today we're in the same place where before he said it. Okay. So that's kind of what happened then. Okay. Cool. So that's where we are. When it's time to buy, he kind of will tell us when it's the time to buy. All right. So a lot of these wars up and up because he's trying to prevent oil from going up so much and prevent stocks from going down so much. But yeah, it is gonna do what it's gonna do. So that's kind of what happened. Um, so where are we right now and stuff like that. So as you say, I personally think it's gonna come down to 15. So the highest is 7,000. 15% of that will just be 6,000. Okay, I'm using this. So that means now it's 7. So that means we've got around 8 more percent left to drop. Okay. So if you are interested in individual stocks, you 8% usually times 2 for individual stocks. Individual stocks usually times 2 of that. So individual stocks has around 20% more, or 8 times 2, 16. 16, excuse me, 16% more to drop. So for example, let me give you an example. Tesla. Let's say you want to buy Tesla, for example. You can see this is 1.35. Well, this is 0.75, like times 2. Okay. Let's say you want to buy Tesla. You'll be like, oh, when is the best time to buy Tesla? I'll give you an example. Okay. So let's say the price right now is 3.8, okay, or 3.9. So if I think SP is gonna drop 8% because now it's 7. It's going to drop to 15, 8 more percent. So Tesla will drop 16%. So 386 right now. So let me show you some mathematics. So 386 now. If it drops 18%, how much is it? Okay, some mathematics. So that means a good point to put a pending order to buy Tesla could be 316. And let's go back. And you look for the volume spike to see is there any volume spike there. So 316 will just be, let me see, 316. Yeah, we'll just be there, around 320. Okay. So you'll be like, is there any volume spike when that kind of happen? Yep, there's a lot of support line here. So 320, 320. That's more like it. That's acceptable. That's just to show you that this is more likely gonna be a bottom of the market. Okay? Let me give you an example of Tesla. Well, would it go down more? Yeah. If S&P 500 going down more than 15%, then the whole Tesla is gonna come down even more. Okay? Now let me give you another example. Let's say you are at here, 12th of February. This is 32 to 21. This is around 30% drop. Okay. S&P 500 drop 18%. So this is 30% drop. Okay. That's fine. Cool. Yeah. So this is to show you how you calculate what is the entry point, acceptable entry point for the stock that you like. If I do Nvidia, for example, is there earning? What's going on here? Let's refresh this. Okay. So, like for example, Nvidia used to be at 21, and now it's at 17. So 21174 divided by 21. It's around 20% drop. While S&P 500 so far dropped 7-8%. So times 2. That's okay. So if you think S&P 500 is going to drop another 8%, so Nvidia 17. So 177 is now, okay? 177 is now. If it drops another, because it's going to drop 8% more on S&P 500, so 8 times 16. Okay, so let's do a 16% drop. How much is it? Let's see. Then it will be 148. So this is 16, 148. The 148 would just be around, yeah, would just be around there, which makes sense. Can you see? This is the top of all the line. Let me just remove this. This is the top of this is the top of this, the resistance, so becomes support. A lot of peak of volume here. So showing you that if this guy came down here, that's absolutely fine. Yeah. Same thing with Palantirs as well. And then from here, you're going up there. Okay. Same thing with Palantir. So if the price Palantir is 16, so if what's that 16156 right now, so 156 is now. If it drops another 16%, why 16%? Because I think S&P 500 will drop another 8%, because we only dropped 7% now. 8 times 2 is 16. How much is it? So it's 131. which is just here, which is just perfect here. So 131 will just be, yeah, 131 probably just here. So if it Palantir come down here, which is the spike of, the volume here, a lot of insiders was buying here. That's also acceptable. So the top of this February line. Yeah. So just to show you what's kind of potentially how it kind of looks like that. Okay. The more it falls, the more money, the more life changing is gonna be. Okay. Now, if it decide to go all the way high up right now to the resistance line, then it's okay. Then it's just, oh, okay. Decide to go up there, then it's okay. Um, there will be another pullback, because markets has to come down, usually 15%, um, during midterm election, usually. And we already went up massively in the past. Okay. So that's kind of what happened here. Yeah, because most money is gonna be made when it kind of comes down really nicely, rather than just here. It's gonna be a fake out like how Bitcoin was faking a lot of people. We talked about Bitcoin last week. Let me show you what we talked about in Bitcoin. Because people are last week talking about should we buy Bitcoin? Let me see. Did we talk about Bitcoin last week? Let me see. Toot, 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 toot. Mm-mm-mm. This is yep, this is Bitcoin. Not sure why things is not really loading. What's going on? Maybe the link is weird. There's another one. Mm-mm-mm. Anyway. Yeah, we talked about Bitcoin last week, if you remember. But Bitcoin was at a very, very crucial point last week. Let me show you. So Bitcoin was actually went up to 75 last week. Where are we? Yeah, 17th of March, It's not easy to know whether it's going to go up or down from here because it reaches all-time high at 75, the highest it's ever seen, breaking above, I don't know, breakouts. Yeah, if you remember, it was just Tuesday, and then it was going up big time. And thank God you are in our training, our most powerful training in the world. We told you by studying the past, and the volume is not big. So chances are these are not very, very secure. Okay, so these are not the real deal. So, it did went down really nicely to around 60, yeah, 79, 70 here. And why do we talk about this? Because you got the volume was very, very low. And last time it was also very similar, just faking people out. On 13th of January, it dropped to 80 and then goes to 96, 97. Think a lot of people think it's gonna go back to 130. So a lot of people added positions, but not our students, not our apprentices because they know what's best. So as you say, the best time to get into crypto, if you haven't yet, getting anything below 65, even 66, 65 is kind of okay. So when S&P 500 drop, this guy might drop a little bit more, okay? They might drop a little bit more. Maybe it will reach to 60, 55, where a lot of people would have added a lot of positions. So but you can just add a little bit here, okay? If it comes down more. So BNMRs as well. Um, because Bitcoin has been very, very oppressed in the past 6 months, since probably August last year. So hence why this is the only thing that hasn't really crashed as much this year compared to other assets. Other assets are going down big time. Well, this is not so much because last year it's kind of gone down quite a lot already. So yeah, and a lot of countries, to run money, to send money, to a lot of them are using Bitcoin anyway. So this used to be 23, Bitcoin is 20, anything kind of here. What is this? So as you said, when S&P 500 crash 8%, this should crash 16%. So the price is 2-1 now. 2-1 now. 16% drop. What is it? So it's probably 17. So if you can get this at 18, which is around here, is not the end of the world. Okay, it's acceptable. Because sometimes if you don't have this calculation, you keep thinking it's gonna go to the ground. You're gonna go to the ground, and you never want to buy because you keep thinking that it's gonna go lower and lower and lower. Okay, so that's the problem. So it's nice to kind of calculate realistically how much it's gonna go down. Okay, and you just add a little bit here and there. Yeah, cool. So let me see. Um, yeah. So especially apprentices as well. We talk about a lot of these that we recommended as well. So that's kind of what happened while we are doing it. Sometimes I literally wish you know, we don't have to keep looking at it, and it can just come to the point that we want, and then we turn on our laptop and we see the price. We don't even have to see all these small things going up and down like that. Like what's going on right now? Let me show you. Like this, it went up 20, 30, and then it pulled back and up and up and down. We don't really need to know this or to see this. Yeah, sometimes I just wish, you can just come down to the price we want and then get triggered. And that's about that. Okay. So that's what happened then. For apprentices, we show you the really powerful apprentices only strategies where what you should be buying and what you should be selling. Let me see if I can find it. Um, yes, our step by step. For apprentices, our roadmap is for your 1 million roadmap. Depends on which level you are on. So we talk about what to buy. So when it crashes less than 12%, for example, you just want to buy like your index, but when it crashes more, then you can do some large cap. When it crashes even more, that's where life change. You can get into our premium highest supreme stocks like that really beautifully as well. And it's more than 18% because we can use some leverage as well. Okay. That's kind of what happened. So we are just waiting for that when being disciplined. Because you could have said already, but I really want to buy something in January time and it crashes down. I really want to buy something in February time. It crashes down. So if you have a pain that you want to buy already in January time or even October last year, even November last year, if you have those pain, relieve the pain now to buy now if you want. Okay, if you have that psychological pain, oh, I should have buy a little bit in January, in February, whatever that is. Well, you have a little bit of discount now to buy a little bit now for non-apprentices. Yeah, for non-apprentices. But personally, my pain is 15% and 10%. That's personally where my pain is. But if you have the pain way, one day pain, two then you can add a little bit there to relieve some of your pain because eventually you're gonna make back the money. It's just time. Okay. So that's kind of what happened. So let me just answer some of your questions if you got questions. Mm, Trump is snoring, the market is going up and down. That's very true. Trump says he's done a deal. Okay. The thing is, you never really know who is doing the talking. Iran says is they are not talking, and then someone says they are talking. So you never really know. And I call this if it hasn't come down a lot, I would call this quite flash and quite fluff because Trump kind of say in the beginning of the war is winning. He says he's winning since beginning of March anyway. When do we expect the 18 drop around midterm election or before that? Probably in May. Yeah. You have to go back to 2010, 2022 and then -4, kind of see what happened. Kim is asking, when you say dollar cost averaging, is it stocks or ETF? At this moment is ETF. Could you go to momentum chart? Why do you think it keeps making new ATM when the market is coming down? Feeling a bit formal. Yeah, we talk about momentum. Is one power of our apprentices secret magic stock. Usually only for the highest level apprentices. So, the last extreme fear that we have is here. Okay, and it's been going up big time, like a rocket, kind of no matter what happened. So Lumentum is a stock that is to do with AI, and they do a lot of optical, like we used to use copper, and Lumentum now, you know. So let's type on Lumentum. What is Lumentum? And the growth rate is incredible. It's more than 30. Look at the guidance also increase big time. Yeah, it's the optical. So it's very similar to another Korea. See something. Yeah, Sundays potentially. Yeah. Whereas you went to Sundays as well. Yeah, going up kind of big time. Wow. The rest is kind of going down as well. Yeah. Those who already own Occidental Petroleum, I'm looking to sell this. If you go to our seasonality strategy, Warren Buffett, I know he's gonna keep it till all-time high. Okay. This Occidental is very, very affected by oil prices. And I think it's gonna go till probably like May, end of April. Then I was looking to trim some position. Okay, we already bought at the bottom here. The first resistance can be seven, and the rest is just there and there. Okay, that's kind of what happened then. Let me see. Vish is asking, I go into the order you told us to get in. Well done, Vish. You should have made some monies as well. Naomi, what's the order level and stop loss? Naomi, we don't use stop loss. Okay. You need to watch the week 3 videos again, potentially. When the market crash, I want to enter individual stock. Is it better to use CFD options or if I want to make the most? Depends on which level of trading that you are on. But on a normal VIP trading, we recommend you not to use leverage. Just use a normal one. Just do ETFs. Rob, do you think Lumenda and other stock will top have the same massive growth like they have since April last year? It depends on the guidance. Good questions, Rob. It depends on the guidance. It depends if the guidance went up big time or not. Okay, if the guidance still going up, it will continue to go up. For example, last year, if you look at Lumentum, a lot of these stocks, even iron, last year it doesn't actually drop so much. Let me show you. Okay, it's actually dropped from here. Okay, it starts to drop since January. A stock that doesn't drop a lot last year is like Barrick Gold. Let's see if it's still going on. Barrick Mining, yeah. How much have you made, Oxy, from fish from from oil? Let's see, say Barrick Mining, yep. This is in April time, you know. This stock doesn't even crash, like it just crashed a little bit from when to where. Let's see. This is from 19 to 17, 2 year by 19, 2 year by 19. It crashed out 10%, and that's it. And it goes up big time. But S&P 500 crashed 17%. So yeah, that is kind of what happened. Given the AI bubble hasn't hasn't burst. Yeah, awesome. Cool, right? But is there a group chat to receive notifications from you? The answer is no, Neil. Cool. So that's kind of what happened. And when you see the price drop, and you just have to kind of get ready. You kind of get ready. Cool. So the next one that I want to talk about right now is market screener. Oh yeah. So let me talk about the whole Iran situation. So obviously Iran war is all beautiful, but I mean really sad. And then we got a Straits of Hormuz there. Okay, this is you know, and that's the important part, the Strait of Hormuz. So now when the energy prices gone up, for example, usually inflation will go up. And remember, we are trying to reduce interest rate this year. When you reduce interest rate, people can borrow money, stock market goes up. So if the bank of if the Federal Reserve, for example, this year say that you know what, we are not going to drop our interest rate anymore, then they're going to hike the interest rate. Wow, you will see market crash big time. Okay, so it all depends on the interest rate at the moment. How do you know what's the interest rate going to do? Holy markets. Let me see. Mm, let's go to Iran. If you want to know where Iran is going to finish the war, they tell you December is the 130. Whoa, 68. Wow, it's getting higher now. So Iran regime will fall by April 30. No one think it will fall. The regime. Iran leader and show more. I want to know about the interest rate. So let's go to the interest rate. Let's see. Um, so Fed interest rate April, no change. July, how many fake cuts? Let's have a look. So we are thinking is that there's gonna be a zero cut, 30%. That's the highest one we've got. We're not gonna have any cuts. We usually gonna have some one cut at least. 27%. We're gonna have more. Maybe we are seeing the maybe stage. When this 27 goes to almost zero, when there's no cut, wow, you know, it's all about the interest rate. Even the war, Iran, all of this right now is relating to the interest rate. Yeah, only two things affect the stock market. Cool. Let's look at some stocks right now. As you say, the last time when we do this, a lot of these stocks, apprentices was doing really, really well. Where was it? Yeah, the the one that students send, the Honda, the Cradle, the Bernstorff, the Rapid, the Boston. You know, apprentices was doing really, really well. Awesome. So let's continue to go through these stocks again. Figma and Extend. Okay, let's do that. So I was saying, okay, give me the past. Neil was asking how to use AI to do it for you. I'm showing you right now. Give me the past eight earning guidance of Figma outlook. Okay. Awesome, Rupal. I'm going to show you. So, for example, this Sigma lithium, yeah, is a tricky, that's not consistent, clear. RuPaul. Oh, Figma. Okay, let's do another one. Let me show you. So, for example, the latest one that we've got, so full product, high growth, no, not really any numbers. So they only give us numbers here. So 263, 1, 1, and 1.3. So if anything, this is a good buy. Yeah, because the amount was everything is going up. So if anything, this is a good buy during extreme fear time. So RuPaul is asking if I want to buy this on an ETF, how can I do? So you ask this, which ETF is Figma most, which ETF has the most percentage of Figma? Figma is a very new IPO, so the highest probably around ARC. Okay, so this is a very new company. Cool. So yeah, Figma could be a good buy during extreme when the VIX crosses 30. Yeah, that's is it. Okay. New stocks is like that. Are we looking at the same? Why is the stock doing this? Let's see. This is Figma pure SaaS. Oh, it's a SaaS. Okay, sorry. Um, right now, because AI is here, so a lot of your SaaS company like now, like your Microsoft, like your Adobe, they are a little bit challenging at the moment, okay? Because AI is replacing a lot of the SaaS. Okay, so if you want to buy a short SaaS, you want to go to SaaS that is dropping in their guidance. Okay, a lot of the SaaS are going down right now because of AI is replacing a lot of SaaS. People think we might not need SaaS anymore. Let's look at the next one. Yeah, so this one can go down big time. Extend, do the same for extend. So let's do it. So go to news. Toy is asking how to use this. You have issue, Toy, just text me if you don't know how to use this, you know, and we can see what we can do. So go to all news and with using market screener, and then you go on companies, topics, go to equity. We just want to see that's going down right now, just to see what's going on. Corporate finance. Ooh, what is this? You are right, Toy. I think they change a little bit on here. Things are missing. They changed to numbers. Become numbers now. So these numbers are some of these are guidance, so you have to calculate which one is guidance. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, it's all numbers. Okay, that's fine. We can do the manual way. Um, the numbers, you just have to convert the numbers back to the original. So how do you convert? So you go back to when it's okay and you convert from there. So let me show you. Go to here. Do. Anyway, so yeah, market screen is a bit down at the moment. You're right. That's okay. So let's talk about our criteria then. Okay, step by step, yeah. Let's do this. Talk about when to buy. Mm, we should have done this in the beginning. So let's open all of these up. If you're worried, this is what you should open. Market valuation. Let's open all of these beautiful things. Z Breath Trust. Let's open this as well. Do. Let's go to SP 500. Click the indicators. Click this. Okay. It's crossing values weekly. Okay. Yeah, the bottom here. Okay, that's fine. Cool. We are at 52 now. We talk about last time. 59 is where you want to be like doing something. But even 52 is okay. It's a good if you haven't add any 10% of your position, add it. It's good. Let's see. Could be anything, could be Tesla. Let's see. So we used to 52. Is it the highest? Let me see. So this is 52. We want to look at the highest. The last time we have 52 was here. May. That's okay. Okay, these are all the 50s. Would be nice to be like 60 and 59, yeah. Would be super nice to have that. 61 will be like dream come true. The rest are 50s. We have another 50 here. This is acceptable as well. Let me see. You got any more 50s? This is 48. Is okay. Another 50 here. This is the bottom of the market. Yeah, 60 will be beautiful. A little bit of 50 here. It's okay. Let me see. If there's any early 50s. 32, 48. Yep, there's an early 50s. If you bought this, you're gonna lose a lot of money here. This is okay. 59 is a good buy. Yep, this is even good buy. Yeah, 58, 59 will be really good. Good. I'm just showing you because I know what happened to the stock at that time. So 52 is okay. Okay, 52 is okay. I think 10% is not the end of the world if you haven't already. Now, let's go back. What's this? 58, you want to add more. If you see next week, it happens every 7 days. 18 plus 7, 25. Tomorrow probably gonna be even more bearish. Then you can add a little bit. This one is already at 12. Okay, so when this is usually at 15, we are very happy. Let's see. So let me show you. The last time we were here is around 13.5. The reason why it's gone down so much is because companies are making more monies, but the stock's not going up. 17. Last time the bottom is at 17. If you add at 15, you are very happy. So this is 12 now. 15 will be very happy, even 13 a little bit. So adding a little bit now doesn't look bad, okay? So in our textbook, adding 10%, 20% now is kind of okay. How about this? Let's see. This is on the 18. This happen every 7 days. So 25 tomorrow. Let's see where is it gonna be. When it's below 40, you want to buy it. Okay, you want to buy below 40. Write it down. Crypto, fear agrees 11. Wow. Guys, crypto is coming back. So if you remember, crypto used to be at 28 last week. Remember? And I told you to wait for a bit. And now it's coming back now. Wow, you came to 8, 23rd of March. That's very good plug. A very good time to add positions. I think when crypto was at 8, Bitcoin was at 68. Let me see. Yep, Bitcoin was just at 68 there. So when this guy, Fear and Greed, was at 11, if it comes down to 8 again, just click the button. Okay, just click the button a little bit there. And okay, let's see if any open insiders, any CEO of companies are doing things now. Wow, 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 wow. That's crazy, guys. It looks like we might not have the crazy percentage, like 15% that we're talking about. Maybe might be a pullback. Let me see. Do we have a volume spike a little bit? Let me see. Let's remove that. So this is a volume. This is a volume. We haven't got a crazy volume spike yet. If I go to weekly chart and put on the indicators, it's a bit slow. That's okay. Our Bollinger Band is definitely outside of the Bollinger now. A little bit. So maybe a small pullback before it comes to the place. Okay. Wow, open insider is almost crossing. How crazy is that? Where's open insider? This one. This one never cross. This one cross every year. This one never really crossed, but we are close there now. 23rd. That's where the day after on Tuesday to see if he crosses already. Wow. That means the directors, CEOs are actually buying. So let's see. Let's see who is buying. We've got this guy bought 2 million. This guy bought 24 million of healthcare, real estate, financial services. Someone bought strategy. This is the Bitcoin. Someone is very bullish on the strategy. Glossary, still latest insider buy. These are all what? Is it the day we're talking about here? 19. No, let's go 24. 23rd, 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 23rd. Okay. Not a lot. Not too crazy. People are selling. This guy sold 38,000 is too small of Nvidia today. Director. Why did he sell? Let's have a look. Stephen Mark was selling 38K. 38K is too little to count. Is it 38K? Actually, 38 million. This guy sold 38 million Nvidia. Let's see if he's a god of Nvidia. So, this guy was selling 38 of it. What is this? Let's look at this ad. So this guy was selling 38 of Nvidia on what? 34, 1222, 12. Wow, these are all the top of the market, but he sold a little bit early here. 6. I think he just do it for fun. 6, yeah. I think he has a regular thing to sell this. Okay. Price around 17, 18, 181. He did time the bottom here a little bit nice. And 7, 6. Anyway, yep, these directors, he just sell for fun. Let's look at who else is selling Nvidia. Mm, what about buying? Who is buying though? Let's look at buying. No one is buying. Yeah, these are all sales. These are all regular stuff, nothing to pay attention to. It's just a normal thing. Don't think it as a crazy signal. So do one. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. And this SP is probably crossing up now. Yeah, nothing to look at. Yeah. Okay. So fear is at 14 now, guys. How do you feel? So adding a little bit is okay. If it drop to 10, you can add a little bit more, 10%, drop to 9, add 10%, 8, add 10%, 7, 8, like that, okay? Adding a little bit there is okay. And this year was gonna, at the beginning of the year, I told you, it's gonna feel like, oh, it, this year you're gonna feel, when you bought it already, you're gonna feel, wow, when is the stock is gonna go up? When is it gonna go up? Last year, you're gonna feel like, wow, I wish I bought it. Last year it's gonna be, I wish I bought it. This year you'll be like, wow, when is the stock gonna go up? Okay, that's the question you will ask yourself this year. So I'm waiting for put and call to reach us once as well, around 0.99, around April time here, last time. Now it's reaching around 0.9, so it's not the best. VIX as well. You want the VIX on IG to come to around here, okay? To about the resistance that we have in April time. And we are not really having that at the moment. Okay. The last one that's really important is the forward PE ratio of this guy. This is gonna give you the valuation. So we're at 21 now, okay? 21 is not the worst in the world, okay? It's not like the worst situation. Let me see. Let me draw. Okay. So this is 2015, 19, 20. These are okay. These are the middle. What I will really, really add when this become 19. Okay. Probably go all in when it's at 19, which is here. Kind of here. So it's a little bit left. Interesting though. Interesting. Wow. So S&P 500, this is December time, dropped 10%, and this one dropped from 23 to 21. So yeah, if it drops another few percent. Okay. Scary, isn't it? Let's see what else do we usually use. Yeah, that's what happened. So it's not the end of the world if you added some. Okay, it's not the end of the world. 10%, 20%, 30%, add a little bit is okay. Yeah. What to add? Um, for apprentices, you can add IGUS. Even if you add VUAG is okay as well. VUAG. When you add a little bit of Tesla, it's not the end of the world. If you have done meta and stuff like that, it's still okay. Okay. But we have some powerful stocks, okay, when the time comes, just for apprentices only. So I'm very, very excited for you on that. Okay. Today, Robinhood was going down 5%, a lot of things are going down. Let me show you what happened today. Um, Shares. Today, Micron was down 1%, Coinbase down 9%, Microsoft down 2%, Palantir, Tesla up 1.3%, Palantir down 3%, Circle, Bitmine down 1%, Sundays, Alphabet down 3%. That's crazy. Meta down 1%. Mara Holding, Kyung was getting into a lot of them and he said he made 20%. Well done. A lot of our apprentices as well. Mara is to do with Bitcoin and a lot of crypto things. Ali Alibaba, Amazon, Oracle down down negative 4%. Wow. Hims and Hers negative 4%. Netflix down 2%. People are thinking that if you have AI, you don't watch Netflix. Well, it's a bit tricky. Those people who watch Netflix, do you still watch Netflix? Figma, Rocket. I haven't watched Netflix in like 5 years. I never really watched Netflix anyway, but those people who are always watching Netflix, I think you guys are still watching, isn't it? You know, especially this year or even last year. Do you find yourself watching less? Robinhood, Iron, Western, Adobe down negative 3%. Qualcomm. Okay, that's interesting. How's that oil doing? Oil? It's negative 4. Wow, what's happening? I think it just happened in the past few minutes. Yeah, this drop. Crazy drop. Okay. Trump probably said something there. Hence I was stunned in the beginning of the call. I was like, why is it moving so much? Anyway, so that's kind of what happened. Let me go to market screener to see if it works now. What numbers? Anyone knows what numbers is it? So we have so many numbers here. What is it? What's the numbers usually? Let's try one by one. This is confirmed. This is dividend, I think. This is expect profit. Yeah, I think this is the one that's lower profit. 18641. This is where the guidance drop. Cool. Let's have a look. So, this guy cut guidance. This guy cut guidance. These are all the guys that cut guidance. Okay, let's open all of this. Click on that. Click on that. That's for the sore throat. We're going to open all of that. The revised guidance. I'm just going to open all of that. Lycee Royal, Atari, AB Building. Wow, these are all quite recent. Wow, it's a lot. Yunnan Energy, Expand, Italy. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, let's see. So Chemical Outlook 260. So 565 to 490 is a very big drop. Let's short it. Let's go to the AI. Okay, let's use AI. Okay, X10. I was asking about X10. X10 is not a public company, so that's fine. Do the same for this. Chemomatic. So this is 545. This is 460. This is not giving me the latest one. It just released today, the most recent one. But anyway, you can see yourself. So look, it's always been increasing where it goes from 445, 460, 545. But the latest one that we saw went back to 490. So we never really had the drop like that. So hence it's a short. Yep. Is it today just released? Give me the past most recent earning guidance or outlook of this guy, Chemomac. Plate C has been approved. Nice. So many people. Let's have a look. What the date? What date is that? 565. Okay, these are the late. These are not the latest one. These are the one before. Anyway, here it says the latest one, 490. So that's it. Let's put it on. 24th March. This one. And we need the one before, which is this whole thing. Like that. Okay, so just to show you, Neil doesn't know how to count. I'm going to count for you. 445, 460, 545, 490. So it's dropped. All right. Really good. Let's look at the next one. Do. What is this? Hmm. So used to be 7.8. Last year was 7.65. So it's quite similar. Yeah. Look, net loss of 500 yuan compared to a net profit of 70 yuan. So from making money to losing money. So let's just copy that thing. Mm, 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 mm. What is this? Is it the latest one? Loss, yeah, 0.5. Previous was 70. Okay, let's look at from the beginning, okay? Stable growth, 300%, swing to loss, profit growth, 65 mil, suddenly go back to loss. Okay. EV transition killing fuel demand. What does it's a fueling thing. Okay. United Health Power. Can't find. It's a Chinese company. But it's interesting though. What is this? Nothing here. Confirm the outlook, but could be at the lower end. Lower end is still at the end, still in the range. So not a big deal. This still significantly, okay, they give you some money in your pocket. Apprentices will know this is significant. Below forecast, this still full material below greater. So let's do the same for this. This still. Hmm, what's happening? Interrupted, he said. What happened? Do 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 do. What's going on? Let's click on it. If you want to know whether the market is going to go up or down, is remember we talk about the bottom up, coming from the bottom of the stocks, coming from knowing what happened to the individual stocks. You're going to be able to know what happened to the top. Okay, from the bottom to the top. This still does not give formal guidance. Wow, this guy doesn't give guidance, really. They do though. Distill PLC. Significantly below, loss will be greater. What about before, 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 before? Wow, what happened to this person? Lots of students who already shorted this when the markets kind of happened long time ago. Let's see. Apprentices. Wow. Mm-mm-mm. Just been going down like that. Yeah, it's a, it's a bit there already. I'm looking for a big change. They didn't really say the numbers. Let's look at this. UK home builders. British Bellway trim its operating margin Further risk of further interest rate hike dampening housing demand. Wow. Yes, because of what's that called? Oil prices going up, interest inflation is going up, and inflation is going up means we're gonna raise the interest rate, your mortgage rate, you know. Potentially, if the war keeps going, if you haven't got a fixed mortgage, potentially your mortgage might be even more. Count later on if you haven't got a fixed mortgage. But let's see. The risk of home building costs stem from Middle East has builder brace for the margin, expect recovery. After the UK budget tax clarity now threatened by renewed risk of interest rate squeezing. The ongoing thing we have already seen volatility return to the mortgage market. He noted the conflict has not have a material impact. Expect operating margin to be 10, down from 11, a little bit down. Expect full year to be ahead of previous guidance at 9.3 as it relied. It's okay though. It's okay. Don't know why it dropped so much. Bellway. Let's type. Do the same for Bellway. What's going on? Cool. Let's look at the next one. Well, we're gonna come back to that later on while they are finding. High-end electronic revises full year down following release of the third quarter. Revenue, we want the guidance. Lower this full year forecast between 0 to -3 to 0. Down from 1 to 5, guys. We never seen things like that before. So we can, meanwhile, oh, yep. So everything was down. Narrow, now -1. Now to the previous range, compared to the previous. This is better though, the margin. Concurrent withdraw is previous financial ambitious. Remain in search for the new CEO. When the new CEO comes, the stock might go up, but let's do this for now. What is this? Both Lu and Bang and Olufsen. Let's look at Bellway first, the UK mortgage broker, home builder. We have a lot of completion. Previous was 9.2. Operating margin was down. Operating margin is super important. Profit 320. Volume up, but margin compressed due to incentive. Margin cut 92024. Completion guidance. So in the UK market, we don't really see a margin was down, profit guidance was okay. We should see the numbers. Okay. Will we short it? This is to do with the wars as well. So if you think the war is gonna continue, oil prices gonna go up, then you can short it. But if the oil prices started to go down to the one before, then we might not increase the interest rate so much. So this should be okay. Interesting. Bellway. Let's go at Banglu's as well. This one. This still EML. Lower end is still at the lower end, so that's still quite okay. Unless it's outside of that range. Yeah, on the week four training, we'll talk about it in detail. For those who don't know what we're doing now, we are looking for a really, really big decrease of salary. That's what I'm trying to look for. So 0.05, last time was 0.11. So this is a huge drop, almost half of the drop. 124 to 119, that's okay. Impact from the Middle East on project timeline, travel, and supply chain. This company was doing refineries, core laboratory. It helps to do something to do with oil. So less oil coming in, so their profits gone down a little bit. That is interesting. Wow. So slowly, the Middle East conflict kind of bring everything down a little bit, slowly. Okay, let's see. Core laboratory. So this is bang. The bang just now was 125, 128, 128, -3, -3. EBITDA margin -3, unchanged. Free cash flow. So it's just this 125, 128, 128, -3. So should we short this high-end electronic manufacturer? So a lot of people start talking about the conflicts now. Yeah, I have houses in different countries. Um, Renovation because of the river, not river, the Hormuz being blocked, and we can't do renovation because the tanks, a lot of them are being stuck in that sea. So a lot of companies is gonna get affected, especially brick and mortar company. This is why trading and investing is such a powerful skill set because it's very, very, very recession proof, very, very AI proof, and many, many proof. So well done to you because a lot of people cannot find a job right now, guys. Because AI is, I will show you a lot of companies reading their earnings. You will see that they have been firing people, they've been replacing them with AI. So, yeah. So well done. For those who do really decided to do whatever it takes to master this. So Bang and Oluf, let's just click that. Lowest is guidance. Okay, we've done that. -3 to 0 from 1 to 5. Yeah. Okay. Core laboratories. Let's look at it again. Reservoir, production enhancement, revised guidance. Expect. So they are all down. Okay. Core laboratory, they are all actually down. So let's do the same for this guy. Core laboratories, what they do, they do something to do with oil. But I see, what is this? When I say do the same, they just won't do it. So let's just give me the 8 most recent guidance outlook for. And what do they do? Mhm. Just lagging, coming back. This core laboratory is working with clients, manage project delays, travel constraints, So this is why bottom up analysis. By reading through individual companies, you kind of know, what's happening to the whole thing. Damage to oil storage has created capacity limitation, forcing operation to shut down and limit oil production. These extended all of that delay production called revise 119 while operating income from this is where this AI are they giving me waiting for that. This is core, this is die soaring. Outlook 566, very similar. So we don't look at that. Core and main. With the midpoint below consensus, a little bit below 950, 991, they are very similar. Lai is kind of new company. Royal, like a new company as well. Atari is Italy thing. It's okay. AB Builder, another builder. Post profit up 3 mil, down from 7.4 before. Forecast to a lower gross profit and an absence of a one-off compensation. Okay, builder. Yunnan Energy is a new company. Xpeng. Anticipates to between these 12 to 15. Guidance year over year 16 to 23. Not a crazy big difference potentially. Italy cut outlook to 6,000. It's okay. So these are 20th of March. Let's see if there's any more. Weatherspoon. Smith Group. Inwit. Carnival. Bright Gaming. Not many from the US. Maybe because it's not a US earnings season. Yeah. $97, 16. In wheat. Forecast 1. Didn't really tell us what happened before. You do it manually. Weatherspoon. Rising energy bills. Not really any numbers. No numbers. No guidance numbers. Okay, let's go back here. What's going on with this? Do. So this is like Halliburton, all of that. 119, 125, 0.11 drop to 0.05. Looks like a short actually. Yeah, looks like a potential short. Let's do Weatherspoon. Weatherspoon. Slightly below current expectation, likely to be lower year over year, slightly below, cautious tone. Okay. Hasn't been very positive for a long time. Profit now expect to be below current expectation. Like for likes 4.8%, 2.6 recent week. Strong demand but profit under pressure. Costs down. This is a downgrade versus previous guidance. Previous guidance was what? Early warnings that margins are collapsing. Yeah, when you read things like that, you could have shorted this since here early warning margins are collapsing since January. Weather spoon. Some of our apprentices already started shorting this in January as well. How do you spell weather? Weather spoon. Do. Wow. So it's oscillating like that. It's nice to short when things are oscillating like that, going down when you pull back. Okay, cool. So that's what we got for now. We have bang, we've got these more maybe United Strength, a little bit of camel meter. Not a lot, because there's not many companies releasing earnings. We can't actually find any US one. Metronics, I think this is the latest one. Cuts guidance from 5.5 to 5.6, very small. Yep. So not a lot of things going on, but next month is going to be a lot of guidance coming in. I think earnings season is going to come soon, probably middle of April as well. So that's kind of what happened for all of the banks. Yeah. So that's what we've got at the moment. What is say telling me that I should pay attention to is oh is the VIX, VIX above 30. Let me show you the VIX. VIX right now is around 24. It's okay. This is okay. Even when we have 28 was okay, also nice as well. But if you see April was around 35. But let's be 30. Don't be too greedy. 30 will be good. Well, 35 will be like sell your house and go all in is a really good thing to do. But 30 is like putting a little bit in is okay as well. Yeah. So it's a bit of patient game at the moment. Let me see what happened last time in 2020-24 one more time. So this 2020-22 very similar. So the bottom happened in like May. And then what else you've got? Let's see. 4 years, 2020-28, April. Okay. Awesome. Cool. Yep. Keep going to 4 years back, you kind of can have a clue of how is more likely gonna happen. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, if you haven't add 10% yet, add a little bit of 10% is kind of okay. Especially when it comes to a new high, new low high. Okay, new low especially. Yeah. Otherwise, wait for the right time. And you're gonna see a lot of negative. As you said, this year you're gonna see a lot of negatives, especially patience is really important. I personally have probably have done like just 10%, 10 a lot on Friday, Monday, a little bit there. Not massive, not massive. Still being patient because even though if I go in now and let's say it really comes up to all-time high, it's not gonna be like crazy. It's not gonna be might as well not. Yeah. So that's what happened. And sit tight. Hope you guys are excited. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it's not, you know. look at the whole thing we've been waiting has been very boring, It's like the whole 1 month, 2 months we've been waiting has been very boring. And sometimes trading is very boring. It takes around 1 hour a week waiting for the time to come to you. Okay? Wow, a lot of messages. Let me see. Rob, it's a good night. You're welcome. I haven't watched Netflix ever since getting to uni 5 years ago. Well done. RuPaul said I watched. Nice. Yes. Let me see. I think it's 3.8. That's why I got it all last year. It worked before. Guidance decrease. Market value is not showing for today. The last time it dropped around 15 was in 2020. The last time it dropped by 15 was in 2022. 2022, I think it dropped 23%. Let's see. So how do you know how much it dropped? You just have to go to 2022. This is the top, which is 48, and it dropped down to 35. So 48 minus 35 is 13. 13 divided by 48. Yeah, it dropped 27%. So that means if you bought at 7%, you need to mentally prepare it's going to drop 20%. Okay. Think about the worst situation. I like that. Otherwise, you're gonna get panic. But if you think the worst situation, you're not gonna get panic. Open Santa Claus is coming. You're right, Vish. Does fear and greed apply to gold? Unfortunately, not. Yeah. But during extreme fear time, doing gold is okay as well. Yeah, a little bit. But I think gold is way overvalued. If anything, you should sell gold right now. Watch less to watch Raven's YouTube. Well done, An. Neil, I don't watch Netflix. I watch your video. Very, very good. Well, good. You are learning. You're changing lives. It's been like that the whole day. What's the number? Hard to watch. I can't. They still see very small market. Can we close our eyes and buy anything since extreme greed now, donut? Unfortunately not. But you can if you want. Thanks. Good night. For those who drop 20 in 1 day, do you wait for the pullback or place an order straight away? Um, those that drop in 1 day, do you wait for the pullback? Yeah, you can wait for the 50% pullback. That's nice. Some of the companies on ETF are reliable ETFs. Then we go for the sector. It's right at the bottom. Should we post on? Awesome, everyone. Hope you guys are learning really, really well. And very exciting. Don't know what things is gonna say and stuff, but the reality is you don't need to know what he's gonna say. You just have to wait for it to come to the price that you want. Yeah, apprentices, I'm so excited for you. You're gonna make so big. So for apprentices are super full. People keep asking me how to become apprentices. It's first very, very full. There's a chance where you get to have, a lot of one-to-ones with us during a really nice time where we do things together. But if you want to apply for your slot, there's a call. You can apply on week 3. You can book a call and we can see what we can do. Awesome. We have Al, we have Ali, we have Alvin, we have Anna, we have Ami, we have Barry, we have B-Bag, we have Bobby, long time, we have Brandon, we have Carlo, Claire, David, Sean, Donna, Esther, Eunice, Eve, Jack. How are you, Jack? James, Janos, Jay, Sean, Jenny, John, Kyung, Kim, Lance. Nice. Leo, Louise, Maureen. Maureen, how have you been? May, Mickey, Melissa. Maureen has a huge room for for improvement. And well done on congratulations on going into your retirement. And who else I want to say congratulations to? I'll definitely and what's his name? Oh my God, what's his name? Juan, yes, well done, Juan. Hope you are here as well. Rohima, Theo, Tui, Vivian. Oh yeah, I also think you have huge rooms as well. You just got to book a call. Awesome. Speak to you guys soon. Bye bye. Nice, Maureen. Go to week 2 training. There's some instruction that we updated some trainings on week 2. Now me. Awesome. Yeah, do around 5% is okay. If you have £1,000, sorry, if you have like, I don't know, apprentices, you just need £250.